Hello, and welcome back to another great knowledge drip that is Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. And yesterday, or it wasn't even yesterday, maybe it was a couple days ago, it was like a couple days ago, it was like Thursday, because I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So, I just relaxed and just chilled, and I didn't do no knowledge drips, but I did do some writing, and I did do some reading. So that's good. And I wanted to invite you guys over to this knowledge drip today as we listen to this song right here. This song that I am playing, if you can hear it, I don't know if you can, but I can definitely hear it, is called Chill Songs. It's by I went over in a couple of episodes again. I can't even talk right now. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing the knowledge drip. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like I'm not going to have the right words that are going to flow out of my mouth. I'm not going to have the right tone, the right credence. I don't know. Maybe I don't have the right energy for the movement. As I sip on some water, of course. But I got to keep doing it, There's going to be days like this. There's going to be days where you don't feel like talking. There's going to be days where you don't feel like doing your hobby. There's going to be days like this because you're going to think to yourself, is anybody listening? Is anybody watching? Is everyone believing? And I got to tell you something today, right now, motherfuckers. You have to have full belief and confidence within yourself in order to do what you want to do, in order for your hobbies and your arithmetic or whatever you want to do in this beautiful natural world. You got to have the enthusiasm, the courage to do what you need to do. So, this song is called Chill Songs by Pop Panda. Yep, you can find it on the SoundCloud, of course. It's another little one that I wrote a couple of years ago, like a year ago. And it's all for fun. And I like the sound of it. So, I just thought I would play that before we get into a few things today. And I don't even know what I want to do. I wanted to do a sponsor. And of course I'm going to do one. But the sponsor today, I just want to thank all the trees. So, as we listen to the end of this song, take a break, take a breath, relax your life, relax your words and your thought process into believing in the true knowledge drip that could be as the song winds down. And I wanted our sponsor today, before we start the next song, I wonder what's going to play next. I want our sponsor today to be the trees. Why the trees, you might ask? Big Bang, why the trees again? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly why I want the trees to be back on our knowledge drip. And that is because of all the knowledge the trees give us. All the knowledge, the wealth, the years of earning, learning, and breathing and continuing to eat and flow through life. So I want to give a shout out to the trees. And before I go over into some more things about the trees, I wanted to dive into a discussion I was having the other day with somebody. And he was telling me how disgusting it was that our water is being recycled. He said that it's not good. He's like, someone takes a piss or shit in the toilet, and then what they're doing is they're getting that water and they're grabbing that water from wherever it comes from, and they're recycling it and they're putting it back into our tap water. And here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about the tap water being reused. Here's the thing about the water all being reused. It goes back into the trees. It goes back into the earth. It goes back into the soil of life. And the movement continues. Even though the process is different, the process never changed. And that should be easily acceptable into your mind. The idea of the shit water being recycled is very easy. And I'm going to explain to you why it's so easy. The cycle, most of the time, would take years, right? It would go into the ground. The water would, from your pee, from your shit, from your death, from the rainfall, from whatever, goes into the ground. The ground sucks it up, uses it, brings life. It brings life into the trees. It helps that tree grow. It gives it nutrients, water, air, wind, breathe, sun, everything it needs in order to continue to grow itself as the tree it is. And that's why trees are so important. They help us get our ideas out on the paper. They help us print out books and books of pages that help us remember things. Even though in today's world it's going less trees, which is great. We're going to more of a beautiful cell phone world where it's much easier to keep track of all your notes. It's much easier to keep track of your life. It's much easier to hear yourself reprocess something way quicker than it is to have yourself read something. Or, because when you're reading, you can't drive when you read, but you can listen to yourself as you drive. You can listen to someone else as you drive. You can listen to Wild Thoughts with the Big Bang as you drive. And it's all thanks to the trees. And it's all thanks to the movement of life and the filtration of the ground that brings the shit to the beautiful peach that you just took a bite out of, probably. It brings the shit to the peach and the peach to the shit. It's funny. That is how it all works out. It's through the laws of never-ending cycle of emotion, the circle of life, as some people would call it. And yes, the circle of life is a very true thing, and it happens to many of us many, many times over and over again. Now, how does it happen? I don't know. Actually, I know exactly how. Just like we explained, it goes through the ground. The ground sucks the nutrients and it puts it back on the earth so that you can continue to eat, continue to live, continue to breathe. Which we love to do here. We love to breathe because our breath is what keeps us going. It's not the time, it's the breath that will move us. The time will keep moving. The time is, as we said in one podcast, I believe, Knowledge Drip, time is not a physical form. Time is an illusion of the brain brought to you by outsiding factors that then you subconsciously mind created to be that of time. When I have forsaken the time thought and thought of the process of being a breath through a molecule, and it's just that motherfucking simple, and I can't explain how simple it is until you can explain to yourself how simple it is. Because for white is black, I am other is I, we are they, and they are all come down to one molecule that expands like rapid lightning fire out of individuals' buttholes into the toilet, down into the sink, down into the river, down into the ocean, down into the fishes, down into the fish nets, and down into your belly. It's the life cycle that we live to be on. It's a life cycle that has continued humans to grow throughout the century of millions of years. So when you're looking at the tree, like we talked about in one of those knowledge drips, talking about looking at the trees, enjoying the trees, loving the trees, give thanks to the trees for the abundance of air, for the abundance of paper to write on, for the abundance of beautiful scenery, for the abundance that trees continue to give life to many creatures. So today, as we give thanks to our beautiful trees and we take a breath to solace our mindset on what could possibly be, and that what it is can only be that of what it is. So don't go too hard on yourself today. Don't overthink things. Don't underthink things. Just be as it is. Be as the tree and continue to understand that your body will process it. Whatever you're going through right now, whatever challenges you face in your life, whatever meaningless task you are forced to do for your measly amount of money so you can continue to feed yourself, be grateful for it. Whether it's $1 billion, $1 million, $1 trillion, $1, 10 cents, or if you're just doing it to render more service than getting paid for. Be successful, be happy, be grateful, or be sad, depressed, and loneliness. Obviously, the choice comes down to one aspect in your life, and that aspect is through your mind intelligence, through the infinite intelligence that you are, as we've gone over many times, the 5 steps of a life form. And if you don't remember, that's fine. It's okay. You can go back to some of the older knowledge drips and listen to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you guys are feeling so inclined, and you guys want to write in, which a lot of you are doing, and you want to say some shit, and you want to have me say some of your shit, or your breath, or your writing utensils, or your trees, or whatever you want me to talk to you about, you can. You're more than welcome. And you can write into the show at reflife32@gmail.com. Yes, we've had that email since the very beginning. It's true. I like it. It spells reflife32. Yep. And you got to ref your life. You got to accept responsibilities for your life. And I can't even believe right now the thought that we are 11 minutes into this knowledge drip, this 11 minutes into this knowledge breath, this knowledge drip of breath. Because when I started it in the first minute, the first second, the first 30 seconds, I was unsure of how to do it. But just like the tree and the little tiny seed inside the little seed inside of the acorn, the little seed hiding out underneath the pavement waiting for its time, the seed continues to grow. The seed continues to expand, to live. And it comes with full belief in yourself. It comes with full expectancy that you're going to easily be doing something. See, when I started today's knowledge drip, today's knowledge breath, man, I just keep coming up with better shit all the time. As I come up with better knowledge drip, better knowledge breath, and sip on some water, which I hope you have, I've come to realize that the hardest part of everything, the hardest part of starting the knowledge drip, the hardest part of waking up in the morning is just starting the process. It's just doing it. But once you get the process going, once you get the process moving, once you get it flowing, trolling hard, trifling through the weeds and the bushes to help out your singleness in life, you're going to realize that it's as easy as you make it. Which is why I have the saying on almost every light switch in my apartment. Why I have the saying over the mirror as I brush my teeth. Why I have the saying in my car. And it's true. I do. I have the saying of make your life easy. Now, I had a lot of other sayings up on the wall. I really did. But somebody ripped them all down because they were not good enough. But I enjoyed them. And now that they're actually gone out of here and they're no longer on my wall and on my refrigerators and stuff, those other ones, those other great sayings that I had, it was easy. It was easy to memorize them. And I had them all down. And I'm going to give you some of them right now. The first one that I had was believe in yourself. The second one I had was on my door as I walked out into the world. And as I walked out into the world every day, I would see a little blue sticky note on my door. And it would say, how will you, a mere speck of dust, grow something great today? And that's what I had as I walked out the door. And above another light switch over here on my left-hand side, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what's going on. I had a thing that said, I am so happy and so grateful that a wealth of time and a wealth of knowledge comes to me on a continuous and daily basis. And then right on my fridge, I had something that said, I will try my best. I will do my best because I am my best. Now, if there's anybody that wants to take some of those writings and you want to put them on your fridge, you want to put them on your car, you want to put them on your wall, do it. Do what you want to do. Do what makes it easier for you. Do what you want to say to yourself. Because right now I'm 15 minutes fucking into this knowledge drip. And I was making it harder to be than it was to be. And I was like, I'm going to have to go over notes. I'm going to have to do all these notes. I'm not going to be able to talk from my brain because I don't have nothing to talk about. Now it's 15 minutes and I'm by myself and the AC's running as always. And I hope you hear it because I fucking love it. And I fucking love the abundance of life, and I love the abundance of thought. And I hope that one day I will truly live in the abundance of pure flow of life. And right now I am living in the pure abundance of flow of life. And you can too easily. And all of this stuff I'm saying is truly, in fact, 100% factual facts of the world. And there's nothing wrong with what I'm saying. And there's everything that I'm saying is going to be corrected, and it's going to be spotlighted throughout the universe of time. Because the person that brings the smile throughout the hardships, the person that brings the smile throughout the contempt, the person that brings the spiral notebook to the meetings, the person that continues to shine their best light that sits behind their mind, their might line of sight behind their eyes as they continue to share their everlasting characters that they poof and create into their world. And they smash it and they destroy it. And we make our life the life we want through the characters, through the mind, through the bright lights, through the trees, because the trees are what bring us the power. And today, as we jump into it, we're almost 17 minutes in now. I wanted to go over the self-confidence creed with you. Now, I know we've gone over the self-confidence creed many times. And the self-confidence creed is in the book of The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Now, I know I've been preaching, saying it, thinking it out loud to myself, within myself, putting it out there within myself to continue to read and listen to the self-confidence formula and the self-confidence creed. I hope you guys have gotten out there and gotten a book. Gotten a book that you really enjoy. One book that you really like. One book that you don't understand what's going on, and you read it. And you read it and you read it. Just like I have with The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. As I said, I've read it 3 times. Yes, 3 times. Almost 3 times. And I'm on like the last 10 pages or something like that. And it's really easy because I just follow the simple self-confidence formula. 10 minutes daily to demanding myself of the person I intend to be, and 10 minutes to daily of controlling my, what I read onto the knowledge drip and on the books. And I can't still believe how well this podcast is going. For when I started, I had nothing but pure fear. Sometimes I can't fucking speak. I had nothing but pure fear that the words would not flow out of my mouth, that the words would stop and be hasted. And that was because of the way I was thinking. But then as I warmed up to it, as I began to do the speaking and the engaging of the audience and the leaders of the free motherfucking world, it became easier to flow. It became easier to destroy. It became easier to kill. And it's not that hard. And anybody could do this. Anybody could wake up in the morning. Anybody could talk. Anybody can do something to change the world, even if it's just a little bit, for 25 people, 100 people, 1 billion people, 8 billion, 9 billion. What's your goals, man? Go ahead. That's the goal for us today, a goal for us leaders. It's just starting the process. For the process will find its way, and the process will heal itself. So we're almost at 20 minutes now. So I'm going to go ahead and start this self-confidence creed. And I'm going to start at about 19 minutes and 45 seconds. So while we wait, I just want you to take a breath. Take a breath and reflect on the power that the trees have given you. Reflect on your thoughts of the day, and reflect and ask yourself if everything you've been asking yourself is legit in making your life. Here we go with the self-confidence creed. I believe in myself. I believe in those who work with me. I believe in my employer. I believe in my friends. I believe in my family. I believe that God will lend me everything I need with which to succeed, if I do my best to earn it through faithful and honest service. I believe in prayer, and I will never close my eyes in sleep without praying for divine guidance, to the end that I will be patient with other people and tolerant with those who do not believe as I do. I believe that success is the result of intelligent effort and does not depend upon luck or sharp practices or double-crossing friends, fellow men, or my employer. I believe I will get out of life exactly what I put into it. Therefore, I will be careful to conduct myself toward others as I would want them to act toward me. I will not slander those whom I do not like. I will not slight my work, no matter what I may see others doing. I will render the best service of which I am capable, because I have pledged to myself to succeed in life, and I know that success is always the result of conscientious and efficient effort. Finally, I will forgive those who offended me, because I realize that I shall offend others, and I will need their forgiveness. Signed, Isaiah Roberts. Whew! Now, we're a couple minutes in, as I said, and I wanted to go over some stuff that I had written down this weekend, just for you guys, for all you beautiful people out there, all you people over there. And I know we went over the thoughts of failure. We really did. And what was the saying? There can be no failure. There can be no failure for the man who still fights on. A man has never failed until he accepts temporary defeat as failure. There is a wide difference between temporary defeat and failure, a difference I have tried to emphasize throughout this lesson. And that lesson that I'm giving you was the thought of failure, and it was only temporary defeat of failure. Whew, yeah, because you guys know that we went over the temporary defeat of failure last time, and how it would destroy somebody, and how it would destroy your life. Because it's all temporary, guys. This breath is temporary. The sound is temporary. The sound is not coming from me. The sound is not coming from me. The sound is coming from you. I know that might be hard to understand, hard to intake, hard to believe, but my sound is not your sound. My sound is our sound. Our sound is your sound. It controls the battlefield of life. It just like the trees and the water, as I was talking about earlier today, it recreates, it realigns, it forces through, it gravitates, it cleans your habits. And it may take 1,000,000 years, it may take 50 years, but your habits will continue to continue to continue to continue. And that's what it's all about. So let's go ahead and write what I had written down on the 15 soldiers. I know over in the last knowledge drip, we went over the 15 soldiers of success. So this weekend, I figured, why not? I should try it out and see what I got. Let's see what my sound looks like. Let's see what the trees had written for me, and see what the trees wanted me to say to the knowledge drip leaders of the world. So let's go ahead at the 24-minute mark, and we're going to start what I had written. The mercy of 15, the 15 soldiers, the soldiers of life. Using our superior brains that easily outsmart the brightest rock, the most famous of the 15 is self-confidence. The cremation of breath is forever a going process. How could one easily find this hidden soldier, this soldier of confidence? For the brave sometimes hide out in the bin, and that is the bin of your mind. Where do you keep the confidence hidden? The self-journey is coming, and has truly never stopped, for it always starts after breath. Where did you hide yourself when you look? Are you finding yourself at the screen, always looking into a screen of another world? How long till you take that fucking leap into the world? Why not drift away? The other reality is presenting its breath. Will you accept or will you deny? What source of life, a power of intelligence, a source of every day, a leader of the free mind, a burning desire for sometimes the brains do not realize because it was already truly justice, and your truth can only be what is. How would the power of us, the power of how we destroy, create, break, slick, party the thoughts, find your mastermind group, the mastermind soldiers of the ever-failing 15. They stand back up. They never consider failure your top option. The confidence in the faith, determination, persistence, rendering more service, the law of saving, self-control, pleasing personality, cooperation. This power of life, this untainable stretch of breath is to command, and with the soldier's help, rise others to your level. Your class of infinite intelligence, of only thinking you are already abundant. The thinking of life is where your characters appear before your eyes. Make your soldiers harder to win. The patience of building a strong brick house on the rock is harder than the sand, but it is easier to find your money. This message has the full purpose and the full meaning of ever after. Thought, the production of life, the starting, the process, the movement of the damn motherfucking plan. Love your easy life and make your life easy. Woo! I like that. Woo, I like the mercy of the 15. I like the 15 soldiers, what I had written down. Sometimes you just surprise yourself with what you're going to say, what you're going to do, what you're going to breathe, what you're going to drip. And when you surprise yourself, you surprise everybody, because yourself is what you most surprise the most. Now, I have something else here as I get another email, of course. Thank you. I have something else here. Now, this is from a super old notebook. I'm talking like this notebook was probably done maybe 2 years ago. And I can believe that I still have it because it's sitting right here in front of me. And you know, you never know what you're going to run across throughout your daily adventures of seeking and searching for knowledge. And today, on this one, it is called The Emotion of Enthusiasm. So, as we begin this, I want you to know that this was written way before, long ago. This was like some of my first writing. Way before even the massive movements, by the way, guys. Not to be a spoiler alert or anything, but you do know August is coming. And you know what happens on the 1st. We get another fucking... Oh yeah, we get another fucking massive movement. This one will be Massive Movement Part 8. And I'm excited. Because you guys know that that's why I do it. I spread them out throughout the month. I do one at the beginning of the month for the reason of the cliffhanger, to keep you guys coming back to see what we're talking about. Because the process is not a 2-week process. The process is not a 15-month process. This process is till our breath is over. Ugh, I got an itch in my nose. That's how good this shit is. I got an itch in my nose. So, let's begin this emotion of enthusiasm as we power on our thought process. And I just want you guys right now to sit back in your relaxing chairs. Hopefully you're probably driving. You may be just sitting down at the bar listening. You may be at your house playing with your sweet pussy as you listen. But go ahead. Keep on listening, because we're going to jump into the emotion of enthusiasm now. And I want to start at 2945. I like that number. I like that 45 number. I actually went on a date this week. We went on a date at 8:45. I don't know why, but that's the time I like. I don't know. I'm switching over. I like that. I like that 45. Maybe it's a certain number. We'll see. Let's go over the emotion of enthusiasm now. The emotion of enthusiasm. It would be described as the best feeling of destroying your fear and finding the courage to wanting to share with people that you find. Enthusiasm is a feeling that will push you to excited, profound desires of life. When you, the reader, find some of that unforgivable feeling of happiness, it is a feeling of freedom. You know you are super enthusiastic when your friends begin to call you crazy. Share your emotion of happiness with other people. The vision you have can only be controlled by your thoughts. Believe, dear reader, be alive. Do not let your sporadic courage and happiness be littered by the people that only think small and think things cannot be done. For, dear reader, all things are possible with a little enthusiasm, for that is, with Big Mo, that will roll your tiny bit of enthusiasm with great enthusiasm. Big momentum will teach you how to truly be successful, for unto each person enthusiasm is shattered when we are kids. Now, as an adult, I must search for the purpose of keep living and keep smiling. For the world wants you not to smile. The world does not want you to be happy or enthusiasm. The earth wants you to fear and live unhappy. And hold on, I'm going to change this up, because I'm reading this right here. Sorry, this is a rant now. It's a rant. And you guys got to know, I read this a long time ago. Some of my thought processes have changed since then. And I want to say right here where I put, now as an adult, I must search for the purpose of keeping living and keeping smiling. For the world wants you not to smile. The world does not want you to be happy or enthusiasm. The earth wants you to fear and live unhappy. As I read that out loud to myself, something I wrote a long time ago, I feel like my words now contradict that, what I'm saying. For I feel that the world is plenty trying to make you smile. The world tries to give you everything you need. The only thing that's not giving you what you need is what you're giving yourself. And that's what I truly believe right there. You got to give it to yourself. The world's not going to give it to you. The world will give it to you because the world has already offered it to you. Now the question is, will you accept that challenge? Oh, sorry. I got on a little fucking rant, but I had to get that shit out because I was thinking that. Now let's go ahead and continue with this emotion of enthusiasm. And we're going to start over right here where it says, now as an adult, I must search for the purpose of keeping and living and keeping smiling. For the world wants you not to smile. The world does not want you to be happy or enthusiasm. The earth wants you to fear and live unhappy. Unto, dear reader, you shall perish and die until your body is eaten by worms. So do not be fearful of sharing your enthusiasm to all those dead souls walking around. Maybe you will be able to awaken a beast that will push you to the top. Maybe all you need is to keep a smile and a little faith, and a little bit of that enthusiasm will push you to be subconsciously enlightened. Wow, I wrote that long ago? Cool. For enlightenment unto the beast is what is needed to see true blue. To see true red, to destroy all feelings of the fear you can no longer feel, due to the years of neglecting all the thoughts of being happy. For I have said, for now you shall do. Be enthusiastic for your thoughts. Be enthusiastic for your family. Be enthusiastic for the well-being of your one life. Flee the shadows of dark existence and run to the light of warm. For enthusiasm was in your heart and in your cells. It was destroyed almost by the thought of getting money. For one, money is now a tool to be created for your enthusiasm. Be alive. Woo! Wow. What did you guys think of that? The emotion of enthusiasm. Whew. I actually really enjoyed it. It's making me smile over here. I hope you're smiling too. Cause that shit was pretty fucking dope actually, and I just I'm very happy. Now, we're at 35 minutes. And most of the time at this time of the knowledge drip, I'd be like, that's it, I'm done. I'm tired, I'm quitting. But today, the process fucking clicked. The process started. So, in the book of the laws of success and the book of law of success and 16 lessons, it said to go over one part of the book. It was on the failure. When we went over today, the 15 beautiful soldiers, and the 16th law of the 15 is failure. And I wanted to go over some great poems that were written down here, just because this book says that I need to memorize them, and damn it, how am I going to memorize them? Of course I can write them down. Of course I can write them down. Of course I can write them down. And of course I can also use what I have for my tools. This is my tool. This is my tool, and I can use it however I want. And I know we've gone over this one before, so I'm just going to go over it one more time with you guys. We'll do this poem by Joaquin Miller, and then after we do this poem by Joaquin Miller, we're going to jump over into the self-confidence formula, and then we're going to end the show, because we're like trees, and our fucking fruits in this one have been sowed. Our seeds have been planted all over the place in this knowledge drip. Our trees have been enlightened throughout life, throughout this trip of this knowledge drip breath. That is, it has been planted. The seed planted. The seed grows. The seed created fruit. The seed put more seeds inside of the fruit to be eaten and spread throughout the world. Through birds, through humans, through wind and rain and water and torrential floods. Yes, that one seed, that one tiny motherfucking seed grew that fucking tree, that fucking beautiful peach tree, the beautiful pear tree, the beautiful apple, mango, strawberries, grapes, vines, potatoes, whatever you want to call it. That one little seed grew all of that so that it can continue to spread its seed throughout the world. And that right there is the meaning of the trees, to continue to grow and to continue to move your seeds. A replica of yourself, a breathing replica of yourself. Now let's get into this Joaquin Miller's poem, and let's see what she says about failure. Now let's go ahead and just do that. All honor to him who shall win a prize. The world has cried for 1,000 years, but to him who tries and who fails and dies, I give great honor and glory and tears. Give glory and honor and pitiful tears to all who fail in their deeds sublime. Their ghosts are many in the van of years. They were born with time, in advance of time. Oh, great is the him who wins a name, but greater many and many a time some pale-faced fellow who dies in shame. And let God finish the thought sublime. And great is the man with a sword undrawn, and good is the man who refrains from wine. But the man who fails and yet still fights on, he is the twin brother of mine. Now, if we could read the secrets of histories of our enemies, we should find in each man's life sorrow and suffering long enough to disarm all hostility. That's by a guy named Longfellow. Now, I hope you enjoyed that poem by Joaquin Miller. You can go look that shit up too if you want. It's right in your... I know you guys got the Law of Success book right in front of you. It's on page 333. You think I'm lying? Look that shit up. Now, let's go ahead and do the self-confidence formula and call it a day. Now, most of you guys are probably wondering, what page is the self-confidence formula? Well, you know how many times we've done this. You know how many times we have read this and wrote it down. So I know exactly what page it's on. And it's on page 80. And I almost flip open to it every single time. Why? And you might be wondering, how come you flip open to it every time? I don't just read it on the podcast. I don't. Shit, I read it on my own. Sometimes when I'm waking up in the morning, 4 a.m., I'll just read that real quick. A nice little heavy book. Puts you right back to sleep. All right. Let's go ahead and go over the self-confidence formula. I want to start at the 40-minute mark just because I can't believe we made it this far. And now I'm in disbelief that I am in unbelief of myself. It's fucking ridiculous. Don't unbelieve in yourself. Believe in yourself, guys. Even if it's for a second, even if it's just a thought, a moment, passing thought, that switches your whole life. Always thinking success of yourself. So let's go ahead and start this self-confidence formula. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous actions towards its attainment. I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in an outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. I know that through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it. Therefore, I shall devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of the factors named in the 16 lessons of this reading course on the law of success. I have clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life. Ooh. Wow. For the coming 5 years, I have set a price on my service for each of these 5 years, a price that I intend to earn and receive through strict application of the principle of efficient, satisfactory service, which I will render in advance. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I will first serve them. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity. Because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my entire life, so that I will become a successful and happy worker in my chosen field of endeavor. Woo! Guys, ladies, girls, pussy holes, we're in it. 42 minutes and 30 seconds. Wow. And I'm ready to end this. So, thank our trees, thank our air, thank our breath, thank our abundance of life, the abundance of flow and faucets and woo, whatever abundant life is going on in your life right now. Thank it. Because we're almost done with today's knowledge drip, but that doesn't mean you can't go back and listen to the last 90 episodes. All right, guys, anyways, this has been Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Bye.